and then later as well, because it will be a very long briefing. Scoring, class for today, for the task 18-meter class, weather task, and so on. We'll fly to from Innsbruck and land back to Innsbruck today. So in Austria, it's going to be very fun. Few stuff about flight safety, and then if you have questions, you can ask questions already as from now in the chat, and Sebastian will tell me about those questions, and I will try to answer those questions in live. So it's a kind of you and I talking today. I try to present you what's going on and what we will do, and then you can ask your question and try to answer like this. And then the delegates will come. They are still in a meeting for about 1 hour, and we will start the flight. So the schedule for today, as you can see, it's not the same. So we have had to adapt it this morning. The delegates are running late on schedule today, so we'll try to postpone a little bit the start of the flight and the start of the race today, unfortunately. So I will give quite a long briefing, and hopefully we'll have some questions to ask as well, so we can spend more time together while waiting for them. Uh, so briefing for 40 minutes, I think, then we
On
will
Twitch.
start to launch the servers.
Second,
Stop join will be longer than
it's
1 hour
on Twitch. I
flight,
can send you the
so
link.
you'll have plenty of time to join. Then 5 to 10 minutes before the line opens, it's going to be a regatta start. Uh, then the race is actually 40 to 50 minutes probably. Then some interviews, maybe if we can catch some of you, depending on the question as well
So
and
I
some
will
of the
keep my
speakers.
fingers crossed for you guys.
And we will maybe talk about virtual gliding for the delegates later as well. So you may hear twice the same thing sometimes. It's normal. Then end of the live streaming at around 16 UTC. There will be 4 servers, guys, or 40 pilots. Why? Because we are almost 140 pilots now. We need to fly safely. So that will be shown like this. So like this, IGC Plenum demo, and then you will see A, B, C, and D. Try to grab the A if you can, then go to the B, C, and D. Thanks. So then, well, you know that we started this with the first virtual Sailplane Grand Prix World Finals 2021 last year. We had 2 formula, an official contest with 20 pilots from 20 countries. Why? Because it was the first time we did a world event like this. So we wanted only to have 1 pilot per country to have good representation of the countries in the world from different continents and so on, not only a European contest. So it was very important for us to have this. And then we had an open event where everyone could join to fly and try to do the races and to beat those guys who were really, really good. It was an absolute pleasure to watch those races and to comment those races last year. From then on, the IGC and the FAI were very happy, and they immediately started to talk about what if we could do a virtual wall gliding championship now, so we can spread and have more pilots joining us rather than only 20 pilots with that Sailplane Grand Prix formula. So that's the next step now. So I will show you the proposal now that has been approved. So the proposal was submitted by the IGC Bureau. It is to create an FAI IGC International Virtual Gliding Competition Series, which then becomes a virtual wall gliding championship, and to propose to FAI a creation of virtual category of FAI licenses, and I will explain you why later, for participation in virtual air sports world championships. Aim of the proposal to provide opportunity for people worldwide to participate in an international FAI event, and aiming as well to promote gliding worldwide and to have more and more pilots actually flying gliders in the world, even if you live in the middle of nowhere and there are no airfield. If you are passionate, you need to be able to fly if you want to do so. Then second part of the proposal for you. So basically they just explain that as a result of the success of the Safe Plane Grand Prix in 2021, where we had 410 pilots competing in total, they wanted to run again a virtual SGP for the 11th series, so that's going to be a second virtual SGP. And basically, we started to think about, as I said, virtual World Gliding Championship that would attract both current glider pilots and many pilots who may aspire to compete in glider contests. The reach of virtual gliding events will certainly bring a much wider interest in our sport, so that was one of the main reasons as well. Then the venue for this virtual gliding stuff event will be subjected to a bidding process. Okay. Then this FAI International Virtual Gliding Series would be managed by a team appointed by the FAI IGC Bureau, meaning that there would always be people working between the IGC and this FAI Virtual Gliding group, meaning that there are a lot of people talking about the rules, regulation to build new events, because it's very difficult to build those kind of events with new rules, because we are used to fly with only 20 pilots for SGP, or we can fly with 150 pilots, meaning 50 pilots per class in World
Just
Gliding
wondering what the name of the
Championship. And now
server
it's
is.
going to be hundreds of pilots for World Gliding Championship, so it's going to be different than what we're used to do, and we need to modify those rules in the future. Then basically this working group will report annually to FAI IGC what's going on, discussion about the plan, the achievements, and so on. And of course, the winners of the FAI International Virtual Gliding events will receive FAI Virtual Air Sports diplomas and medals first, and then the official ones. I will show you why later. If we can have that on the screen, I think it's going to arrive in a few seconds. Thanks. So that's what I was talking about. So you can read it. And then the next one is about FAI Virtual Gliding. Thanks. So basically, we have had already around 25 to 30 people who have worked on this initiative for the setup of all of this, on the regulation for the championships, on the landscapes, huge development of landscapes actually, to be able to cope with the demand that we have with virtual Safe Plane Grand Prix, for example. Then so we have this working group that is being set up actually. And then, yeah, you can read it yourself. Basically, we just want to promote gliding worldwide and to train new pilots worldwide on a single platform. So that's the new platform that you will see. And to make the structure reliable, I'll explain why as well later. We decided to divide it into two parts, organizing and broadcasting, both in terms of finances and in terms of organization, meaning that you don't need to be able to organize the task and to plan and to be an expert in Condor to be able to broadcast the races. So it's kind of not the same work. So now next are events. So basically new eSports website is virtualgliding.fai.org. Previously it was esports.sgp.aero, if you remember this. So that's the new one. There are 3 events right now. There may be more later. So the second FAI Virtual SGP, the first one, following on to the great success of our first virtual SGP and so on, 410 pilots, we do another virtual SGP contest. There will be 10 qualifying national events instead of 9. So there is one more, meaning that there will be more pilots qualified in the final, and then there will be a world final in Pavulo at the same time as the 11th FAI SGP World Final in August 2023. You will see the schedule just next. Basically, the aim with this format is to fly as close as we can from the real rules, and to fly as close as we can from what the real pilots are doing. And it's kind of the elite of these sports with regatta races and so on. We are still working on the rules for the virtual SGP because we need to have very good regulation now because there are only 20 pilots
is the
that are
server
supposed
up
to
yet?
compete, and now we will be
No,
200
it's not up yet.
pilots for
No.
this
It's
national
delayed.
event, I think. Maybe
Wonder why I
even
couldn't
more.
find it. Okay, thank
So
you.
we need to adapt the ruling and the
There's
scoring.
a presentation
because, if
going
only
on
10
Twitch right now.
points, then it's not going to be
Okay.
funny for the other ones, and you will quit the game as soon as you see that you cannot make it in the top 9 or top 10. So we need to adapt all those rules. It's being processed now. It's going to be over 1,000 points, and it's going to decrease gradually, basically, to have a fair amount of points and to kind of match the SGP spirit there. So every evening of the real SGP event, you will be able to fly the virtual races to be able to compete, basically, and to qualify for the world final. And there will be as well probably only 5 or 6 of the best races that will be taken into account instead of the 7th, because, as you know, we are flying virtually, and sometimes you can have an issue with your computer. You can have a blue screen with Condor. You can maybe have familiar collision. Unfortunately, it happens before the start and so on, and then you're stuck and you lost all your effort during the week. So we don't want this. So it's going to be probably a top 6 of the best races for this. I think that's it for this. You have the full planning here, and you'll be able to find more info on the website. So the rules, as I said, we're still working on it. If you click on download, actually you will get the SGP rules version 11, I think, which are the latest versions, so you can see what SGP is all about. And we are almost finished with those rules, V1. So yeah, again, I would like to thank the people who are working on this because we are trying to find really the good rules for this, because we don't want to make new rules every year. We try to find the good format for this SGP to be as close as we can from SGP in the SGP spirit and so on. So it's very difficult to manage that, but it works pretty well, I think. And yeah, thanks again to the team who is working on this. Then results. Well, the results will be available on the website, but as you know, we are using Connor Club for the registration and scoring parts. But we will implement the results via this website. You will see there will be a button there. You will be able to click, and you will get to another web page where you will find all the results from all qualifying events and so on. So it's going to be very nice, and you will see then who qualified or not. The basic rule is that the top 2 pilots qualify to the world final, and then the third one is in the reserve list. And for example, if one of the 2 pilots cannot come to the world final, cannot do the event, he's busy or whatever, then the pilot who is on the reserve list of that event will be invited to replace the guy who cannot come, basically. Then schedule. Well, just to show you how to find more info on the events, it's gonna be you're gonna find much more info later on. It's very basic so far, but basically you just click on schedule, then you select. You have quite a lot of events. Today it's FAI eSports Series. Then you have FAI second virtual SGP and so on, and you can select your event. So you will see next for Boras what we have. So we will start the registration of the first events of the second virtual SGP in about 10 days. Okay, we need to complete the rules to be able to start the registration of the events. Basically, so Boras is going to be the first one, and you will already get a lot of info on this page. You can go to the next one, JD, and then you can see as well good info like landscape, very important, because there are a lot of new landscapes. So as you can see, there is Boras version 1.0. So with this initiative, we are very lucky because we have a lot of talented people working on this. and they have developed actually a lot of landscape already, or they have extended their landscapes. So like West Balkans has become West Balkan 2.0, and it's much wider. Same for East Germany. It's being extended now. In Lithuania as well, it's going to be extended. In Boras, you have a new landscape. For Poland, in Czar, you will be able, guys, to get that landscape for free instead of paying for CWC. You will all get the landscape for free thanks to Milos Koch with helping us and with helping the community to grow. So I would like to thank him once again for this. You will get all the info on Condor Club and on this website. It will be kind of duplicated on the website and on condor.club. So we'll get all those info. Make sure that you have latest Hangar version, latest version of Condor, and the latest landscape. Then the most interesting part, well, one of the most interesting parts, something new. It has been approved by the delegates, this new event. As you can see, we call it a World Cup now. Why? Because you, the Condor community, are already aware that there is a Condor World Cup and so on. So we talked with the guy who've made that Condor World Cup, and we presented them the project, and they would be happy as well to work on this. And we said, well, everyone knows what a World Cup is. We cannot call it yet Virtual Wargaming Championship, and we like to use that name as well. So I want to tell you that we will do that. And they were very open for this and quite happy with what we were doing. So it was really nice to have those guys. They will probably work with us as well in the future. So thanks again for this. Basically, that's the first step, this virtual World Cup, and then it will become in the future Virtual Wargaming Championship, and I will explain you why. But what you must remember is that we want to attract as many people as we can in those events, and we want this Virtual Wargaming Championship to be hosted every year by a country where gliding is not developed yet, meaning there is already a virtual sailplane Grand Prix. There are a lot of events in Europe already for gliding. It's very European sport. We want to develop it worldwide. There are almost 200 countries in the world. So for sure, we don't want to fly in France in next winter, or in Germany, or in Poland. We want to fly somewhere where there are maybe one or two gliding clubs, but not more. Basically, we want to develop gliding worldwide. So that's why we are doing it. Then, so this event will take place over 14 weeks, I think. That's the plan, between mid-October, mid-December, with 2 races per week. Kind of the same as Condor World Cup, probably. But yeah, it's gonna be like this with 14 race days. Next, that's the most important thing for us, how to validate an official FAI championship. So we have a problem with the naming of this, so World Cup and not Virtual Wargaming Championship. Why? Because you need 2 things to have it working. That's why we are doing at least one event as a World Cup, and then it will merge into a Virtual Wargaming Championship, because we need to have the correct rules. Because today we fly with maximum 50 pilots in the WGCs, and now we fly with 400 pilots. So maybe 1,000 pilots in 1 year or 2 years. We don't know what may happen in the future. So we need to adapt the rules first, and to have the good rules for everyone to be able to compete. That's important. Then we need to, well, you need to, the pilots, you need to have an FAI license. Otherwise, the event cannot be official. That's the biggest problem. And you cannot have FAI medals, and you cannot get official diplomas neither. So it's very important. So that's why we are doing this, because now the national aero clubs, so there are 101 members in the FAI, so meaning 101 countries out of 200 countries that are working with the FAI and approved by the FAI. So the pilots that do not live in those countries or have another citizenship from another country can get already today an FAI license because their countries is not in the list. But if you're from France, from Sweden, from Germany or whatever, you need to get your license through your NAC. The FAI cannot give you that. So the NAC now, they need to put in place a virtual pilot license, basically. So you would just apply for this and then you have your FAI license for free, basically. So the price of this license, we would like it to be at around 10 euros, something like this for the NACs. That's the NACs who will decide. We don't have the option for this. Today, basically, we would already be able to do a virtual World Learning Championship with official medals and diplomas, but I think only 30 to 60% of the pilots now flying Condor fly as well in real, and so would be able to get that FAI license already. So we have the option, either we do this winter 2 events with one official and one open event with real medals and fake medals, if I can say like this, or we stay like this, and I think we'll stay like this with everyone doing this virtual World Cup, and then it will merge into a virtual World Learning Championship once everyone is able to get an FAA license properly. So now our requirement is that the NACs implement virtual pilot license. It's very important for us. It's going to be done in France next year, I think. And with this approval that has been, well, this proposal, sorry, that has been voted to a very large majority, then we will have those virtual pilot license that should get in, I think. Then you don't even need a virtual pilot license if you already fly for real. So in gliding, skydiving, ballooning, whatever, as long as you are registered in a club that is recognized by your NAC, then you are already able to get an FAI license. So you don't need to pay for that. Then, yeah, as I said, we invite all NACs worldwide to provide this option, and it will happen for sure. So the delegates will join us later, and there will be as well all the eSports Commission president, as I said, and they will be looking for this as everyone is trying to implement this in their commission. Okay, that's, in my opinion, the best thing that the community can do, okay? We call it eSports series because it's kind of very general term. So what is it? This thing, it's what we call our laboratory, okay? We want to be able to test out any formats anyone would like to try. So if you have a good idea, you think SGP is not good enough, or virtual, World Gliding Championship is not good enough or whatsoever, I would like to fly over 3 or 4 mountains like this, just do some laps or whatever. If you have some imagination or there is something that you would like to try, we can just organize an event, small event, like 1, 2, 3 days maximum. And we try the concept. We're like, okay, let's go. Let's try it, and the community can join. It's all free events like this. We just want people to be able to join and to have fun, basically. It can be an event just to promote gliding somewhere in the world. Let's say, for example, tomorrow Japan wants to develop more gliding, and we already have the World Gliding Championship, the virtual WGC somewhere else. We cannot do that, so maybe we'll plan an event around Mount Fuji or whatever. It can be anything, guys. I think that's the most interesting part of this project. It's that anyone can offer a great way of racing, a new way of racing, and maybe it will be the sport of tomorrow, and we don't know it yet. So just, guys, contact us. There is a contact form. Send us your wishes. If you can just take a PowerPoint, write some stuff down. Any idea is good, and then we can try to talk about it and try to see how we could implement it. Because in Condor we can do basically whatever we want, and that's pretty amazing for us. There is no issue, and you're not gonna die if things don't go well. So we can try whatever we want, and that's really absolutely amazing for us. So now we are going to talk about the registration. So Virtual SGP and Virtual World Cup are official events, and the eSports series is unofficial, meaning that we are not under FAI regulations. There are no rules. We invent the rules and we do what we want, and then we offer to IGC if there is something amazing that we discovered. We can offer new rulings. Anyway, so registration is just for those two official events. What we require from you is a very modest fee. Why? Because we need to have a reliable structure. It's very well explained in the about section why we need that, but we need to pay for the website, for the servers, for Discord. We would like to implement more stuff on Discord for the community, for the medals right now, for diplomas and so on. It's gonna come. Then we need to send this worldwide. Anyway, it's a huge organization. We think that €3 per event is not a lot, so that's for 7 races, or €15 for all events. We're gonna do probably more than 10 events each year, so it's gonna be like 1.5 euros, sorry, for 7 races every time. So it's not a lot, and we want to keep it as low as we can because we want to have people worldwide. €3 in France or in Sweden or Norway or in Europe, it's nothing. But we want people in Asia, we want people in South America, all over the world to be able to come and join the races. We don't want this to be a barrier, and we want everyone to be able to be on board because there's no money to make on that point, honestly. So it's really not the goal for this. So I will show you how it works, basically. So how to register and so on, kind of steps. So there are 3 steps. You have the link of the website. You can see that on Virtual SGP. On top, there is written register. You can click on this and you have this web page. Or in the about section and so on, you can find this again. But it's register now, basically. So first thing, buy Condor if you don't have it. We will get an affiliate link with Condor soon. So you will be able to come through our website and be redirected to Condor, and then you can buy Condor on their website. Then you need to register via condor.club. So we are partnering with condor.club, and you can register there as you do, as you are used to do for the people that are here today flying with us. And you can send your files for the scoring and so on. That's how we start. Then we will see later if we need to have something bigger or whatever, but we will do it like this for now. All the results will be forwarded to our website anyway at some point. So we will see, even if we can implement maybe in the future, upload from our website to go straight to condor.club and so on. We will see. So once it's done, basically we have all your information. We can see your name, surname, where you come from. So it's important for us as well because we need to be able to follow the rules and regulation. You are aware that Russia and Belarus pilots are not are suspended from the sport actually, and they are not able to join the events. So that's the same for us. They cannot join the event either. So we have to check that there is no Russian or Belarus pilot flying. We can do that via Condor, and we can basically block their access to the races. So that's how we check that you paid the fee as well, basically. So then you need to pay a fee. Either you've paid straight away the annual membership and you don't need to pay anything anymore, or you can just try, or for example, you are just available for a week. You want to try to compete to a virtual SGP, you just pay €3, and then you can do all the races during this week. And if you like it, then you take the annual membership. It works like this. So it's very easy. You will see now the steps, how we would like to implement everything. So when you click on that buy Condor thing, you will see a web page explaining a bit what Condor is and how it works to join us and to be able to compete to our events. So the first thing to do once you have Condor is to learn how to fly. So there are already in-flight lessons built in Condor, and you can already learn how to fly straight, how to turn right, left, and so on, how to take your first thermals, and so on. It's very, very nice to learn how to fly, and I hope that we will be able to implement more lessons in the future for everyone worldwide, and maybe there will be something on the website to get the lessons in your language and so on. So that would be really nice, but it needs to a lot of people from the community willing to do it, so we can do that. Then you must understand the sky, so that's kind of understanding how the ridges, the waves, the thermals work, and so on. And once you control your aircraft and you know how it works, you can start to play online. So you just join any server list. So we give that link towards the server link at the bottom of Start to Play Online, and you can just play with your friend like this, and then in the end you can start probably your first event with the eSports series stuff that we will do. You come, you have fun on this, and once you're ready, you come and you do the official events for the FAI. But that's the steps to follow if you've never flown an aircraft. Learn, then understand, start to play to gain some experience, and then you will be able to come and play with us for the virtual World Gliding Championship, and later for the best of the best, the virtual Saint-Plain Grand Prix. That's how it will work. So now, two options. Don't forget to drink, it's very important, even on the ground. Option one, so single event fee, as I said, €3. It's very easy just to try out, and then the annual membership is €15. 10 events, €1.5. I said everything I think about it. It's very easy. You know, esports, it requires quite some money, less than real gliding, but quite some money. When you have a huge team working behind the scene, well, we spend a lot of time, but what we need is really material like a mic, a headset, everything, like a new computer every 3 years, basically. That's how it works. A new screen. You need a lot of things. What we want to do is keep those pricing as low as we can, because we want to get sponsors next to it, so we can buy materials to be able to grow and to be able to pay people who are able to do 3D animations of things like this. Basically, it's very difficult to get the correct people working on good thing to be able to develop this. So yeah, we just want you to be able to cover the fees to pay the website, the servers, Discord, and so on, because we want this to continue even in 3 or 4 years if the development of the broadcasting thing does not work. That's very important for us. We need to secure this so we can all continue to fly together virtually, whatever happens. And if it doesn't work in 5 years, then we can try to set it back in 10 years, and we will do it like this. But basically, if we can get sponsors for the live streaming and to be able to develop the live streaming, so we have attracting things, and we can try to get more and more audience and promote gliding worldwide, that would be absolutely amazing for us. So that's what we plan to do. Then, well, maybe you have some talents in something. For example, as I said, organizing things. You've organized already like 5 events on Condor Club. You know how to set the task with the weather perfectly. You know how to develop 3D animation stuff. You know anything, or just apply if you want. We all work voluntarily for sure for now, but what we try to do is to produce the material in the future for the people who want to work on this. So that's the main idea behind this. If you are really good, if you work in the audiovisual world, then it's amazing. Voila, commentator, designer, 3D animation, live broadcast, anything. Basically, there are only 5 or 6 roles written here, but just apply for whatever reason. If you have good ideas, you're always welcome in the team. Honestly, there are already 20 people working here, so just contact us. It's very, very easy. Then we continue with the Discord. So you are probably already all in the Discord, but if you're not, please join us. You can find it on the home page or on the about page. I think to follow us, you should have a link or a button where it's written like join us on Discord, or you have this link below. We will do a poll very soon to ask the community what they want to do, because we want to implement training races for the virtual SGPs first. We think that it would be nice to have it at least 2 days per week, but we don't want to block some other communities that are already done some stuff and so on. So it's we want it to be to complete the offer actually, and not to overcome anyone who has done already some good things and who have set up thousands of servers. We don't want to do this, so we want to implement it properly with everyone willing to fly those races. We don't want just to launch 10 servers and then there is 1 or 2 guys flying. We want you to be able to join and to do those training tasks. All training tasks are always going to be free as well. Even for virtual SGP, the days before is going to be free. So you just come, you join, and if you like, then you can continue and do the events with us. Don't forget, so the first race will be on Boras CWC, that will be free, and with as well Lietuva 1.0. In the about section, you can have even more info about what I've talked about. If you wonder, basically it's 6 whys, who, why, what, whatever, how. You can understand what is behind our minds and what we will do in the future. If you missed some of the slides already, so just go there and find the info you like. And if you don't find, just send us a mail or via the contact form, and we'll be very happy to answer. Then the broadcasting part, we have the basically the live thing, what you will see with Condor. Then we have 2D tracking with QNAB. We'll have 3D tracking and 3D animation. We don't have 3D animation today. It requires quite some time to create the animations and so on. But for the next events, we will try to have some 3D animation to explain you the task and so on, and to show to the public what it looks like. Then we do new formats with eSports series. We do feedbacks. We will probably ask you a lot of things, send you some stuff and some questions, and hopefully we'll answer those things so we can all go in the same direction and make this progress and work in the future. Okay, so I think we will soon talk about the race, but first, the live streaming is available on Twitch or on virtualgliding.fai.org/live. Then you can ask a lot of questions in the chat. It's very easy. And I try to answer later. There is a slide with question, and that's where I'm supposed to talk about it. You have news stuff. So we talked about Goaler. We talked about this event and launch of the FAI Virtual Gliding Initiative. I took back all the articles that were on eSports.sgp.aero, for example. So you can review, for example, the races from the first virtual SGP with some nice text about it. You can see Benfest winning the title and so on. So it's pretty fun. So yeah, just look at it and have fun. Then yeah, social medias. So we've launched all our channels basically on Facebook, on Twitch, on YouTube, on Instagram, on Discord. Just join us. You can get access to it via our website as well on the top right corner. And that's it. So now, schedule of the day. Where are we now? It looks good. I think servers have started to open, so you can already join. I'll give you the briefing in a few seconds. We can continue for that. So there are 4 servers, don't forget about it. Scoring, you're used to it, guys. Just go to countdown.clubs, upload your FTR file, sorry, and then it's all good to be there. Don't forget, before you join in, you can go to the next slide. 18-meter class only today, but 48 kilogram per meter square, please, maximum. So be careful with your wing loading. 48 kilogram per meter square. Don't rush when joining, otherwise you will get penalties. And we worked with Condor.club for us to be able to apply those kind of penalties. You can use one of the sailplane here, so the Antares, ASG29, DG808, GS1, GS3, Ventus 3, all in the 18-meter format. Now, the weather, guys, very interesting. Be careful about that wind. It's a very, very good day. I've flown the task already. So wind from the southeast, 165 for 12 kilometers per hour. Wind is at 20 kilometers at 3,000 meters, 20 kilometers per hour. Wind is 60 kph at 5,000 meters. Very strong thermals, 2.5 to 4 meters, maybe 5. Ceiling 2,500 to 3,000 meters. Quite some cumulus clouds. The wave is strong and some cirrus clouds on the way. So ridges are going to be good, but not as good as you would expect when you see that sky. So be careful for that. Then the task of the day. Today is the same day as what is planned in the sim, 0503-2022 at 14 UTC. Airborne start, guys, 2080 meters QNH, 122 kilometers. Start from Magdeburger at 2,300 meters maximum. TP1 Heiterwang with a small cylinder of 500 meters. Then Mills with cylinder 500 meters. Reporting point at Seefelder, same diameter. Then the finish line at Innsbruck, line 250 meters, and altitude minimum altitude, 800 meters. Be careful, we can check as well the max ground speed. So try to fly not too fast. You will see the start line is very close to the mountain. Actually, you can pass the start line while being on the ridge. So control your speed, control your energy, and be careful with this. Max 170 kph, maximum altitude 2,300 meters. Minimum altitude, as I said, 800 meters QNH air, and Innsbruck is 580 meters QNH. And the arrival is going to be very easy for you. So you will see you will pass through a lot of small ridges on the arrival, and then you will see that that line, that finish line. You can pass wherever you want there. You can overfly the airfield. You can do a low pass after the 800 meters, and then you just join the right hand downwind. Please try to land on one of the 2 grass runways that you can see. There is a long one and a short one. If there are too many people here, you can use the other runway, the pathed runway, the very long runway, and you land whenever you want. Basically, it's very easy. The airport is very well done in Condor, so you will have no problem, no issue, I think, for this. Then just a few words about safety. We always try to do that in our briefing. You're used to it. So just a few words about TEM. What's TEM? It's threats and error management. So threats, it's like fatigue, experience, so lack of experience, the attitude, if you don't behave well, the weather, maybe you don't have a lot of wind on the ridges today, obstacles, over traffic, errors, that's incorrect calculation or inputs, things like this, basically. Inaccurate planning, mishandling of the aircraft, and a threat plus an error can lead to an UAS, undesired state aircraft, undesired aircraft state, sorry. So it's an unintended situation resulting in a reduction of safety margins, and they can lead to accidents. They often lead to incident or accidents. So very be careful with that today. So what are the threats for today? You can go to the next, JD. Thanks. So you're racing today. Hopefully you are not 160 pilots in the same server. So we have split. We have, yeah. You are in 4 different servers, so 40 pilots per server. You're racing. There are a lot of excitement and a lot of gliders around you. With the regatta start, be careful. It's going to be very, very busy the first kilometers. Then you will probably split into 2 groups, one going straight forward and one going to the right, you will see. Then the weather is really good, but 18-meter class with full ballast or even 48 kilo per meter square, as you should do today, it is difficult to control, okay? Take margins, don't be too close to the ridges to avoid entering an undesired aircraft state and lose control of the aircraft. Be careful, try to enter the thermals properly as well. Watch out, always try to identify the threats and anticipate what may happen before a flight. So the questions, I don't know if I have questions, and I think there are some questions. I will check with the guys. But anyway, we will probably jump into the 3D Studio in a few seconds. And then I will be joined by Stefan Langer today. So you probably know Stefan. He's flying in the German gliding team. And he is a famous YouTuber in gliding. Enjoy the flight, guys. Join time elapsed in like 15 minutes, and then the race starts in about 20, 25 minutes. So let's get back to that studio. Thanks a lot for joining this very long briefing. And I will welcome now Stefan with me. Good afternoon, Stefan. Welcome.
Good afternoon. Great to be here. It's really a great project, and I'm hoping that more and more younger pilots as well try to fly Grand Prix online first and then get into real competition flying, Grand Prix flying. It's so much fun.
Thanks a lot. Well, yeah, it's the first time we're doing this. There are quite a lot of people watching, I think, so it's really nice. We should have the delegates joining us in about 10 minutes, and then we will start the race. Yeah, you've already flown on Condor, I think.
Yes, for sure. I'm not the one who is flying big competitions on Condor so far. I prefer flying in real life, but during winter it's really great thing, and also the competition forms and so on to experience it in Condor. It's great. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's going to be one of the most interesting things, indeed, to just experience new stuff that we could do in real life one day. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this, and I would like to say thanks again to all the people who have worked on this project. It was a lot of work for more than 6 months to try to develop new rules, to merge the ideas and to see what would be the best to do for this or that. It was very interesting to do.
Yes, thank you all so much. I can only imagine how much work and effort this was, and yeah.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, so we have a command there. I didn't know FAI was doing this. I will have to look into it. Definitely very interested. This will be a great learning tool for new cross-country pilots like me. That's one of the main reasons, actually, why we've done that, because we have a big issue in our sport. We can fly in summer, but often in winter, if you fly in flatlands, then you are stuck on the ground and you cannot fly. So you lose your experience if you are a young pilot or you started very like 3 months ago or whatever. So you can continue to learn in winter, and then when you get back in the glider, you can improve in flight and you can get your license even quicker. And for the people who've never been able to fly cross country, you can start
Bom, moçada, agora é com a gente. Dei pause aqui na. Alô? Opa, vai ser complicado isso aqui, viu?
to do them. Those SGPs, we are working very closely with the Lithuanian SGP as well. I'm a bit worried about this one. I hope it's gonna still be okay because it's the NATO who is doing the air policy in the Baltics, and yeah, maybe they're gonna have an increased activity and the flying area is gonna be reduced. So we are monitoring this. For Sweden, they're gonna do. I can already tell you they're gonna do military exercises as well in Sweden at that time. It was already planned before all of this happened, basically. So we're gonna have as well a reduced flying area, but it should be really okay for SGPs, no issue. And then we will see for Poland. It's very south of Poland, Zar, close to the Czech Republic. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, we are monitoring those first events, and hopefully it will all be good. Okay, so we are on to the animation, and I think the pilots are very close to the start now. So we are back live in Condor 3. The race did not start yet, but yeah, as you can see, there is a skin that a lot of pilots are using today. Ukraine skin, actually, that you will see quite often, apparently, from what I heard. So they are waiting close to the line. It's much easier than SGP. We will not monitor the right turns and so on today because it's a lot of work to do. Today we have 140 pilots competing. We just ask pilots to be very careful at the start for the first few kilometers because they are all going to be on the ridges, flying very fast. So be aware of what's going on around you, behind you, and so on. So yeah, just be careful with this. Don't fly too fast at start, and it should work very well then.
Yeah, how many minutes do we have left?
6 minutes left. So 6 minutes before start.
Somewhere on the screen, or?
No, it's not on the screen.
Okay. It's on the upper left corner or somewhere, perhaps? Or?
No, yeah, it is usually on the upper left, but we don't have it in this spectate mode here. So maybe, yeah, we will continue a bit with Condor 3, and maybe in a few minutes or after the start of the race, we can get back to the briefing, just showing the weather and the task again for the delegates, for them to see what's going on and what's the task today. So I can explain again for a few seconds. So the pilots are getting ready. You can see 6 minutes. I think it's going to be very tense, this first start. Was it always okay for you, Stefan, when you were flying the SGP, the start? How do you feel when you start?
You need a lot of practice to make a proper start, and then at the beginning you think you should be really at the point, the perfect time at the start line, but there's also some kind of tactical flying. Some ones don't want to be the first because you can follow the others, so it is not the biggest disadvantage if you are a few seconds too late at the start line. But you really need to take care of the other pilots, and also when climbing somewhere after the start line, so many gliders are heading into the same direction, and yeah, you really need to look outside, otherwise it's some kind of dangerous.
Yeah. And would you change anything in the SGP rules if you had the opportunity to?
I'm not completely sure if the weight limit, or the what do you call it?
The wing loading.
Wing loading limit is perfect for the gliders we have at the moment, because the Ventus 3 has a larger wing area, so there it's a little bit better perhaps. So perhaps this is one rule which maybe could be changed just slightly so that every glider is nearly the same. But it was really great to fly in Bosnia with the AST-29 as well. I had not really a disadvantage, I would say, to the newer generation gliders. And at a qualifying Grand Prix, it's also about the pilots, and I made so many mistakes and so on. But it is a lot of fun to compete there, and I have not the experience of the world final, how the pilots are and how close everything is. It will.
Me concentrar aqui. Good luck for all.
Thanks,
Good luck.
Jose.
Thank you.
What airspeed should I be aiming for?
Max 170.
Kilometers per hour.
Ground
I think
speed.
that's ground speed. 170 ground speed.
It's around 140 on indicated.
Is that 140 knots?
Hey, Mix, you see me, you have me in visual?
No, you're behind my back, so I cannot see
No,
you.
I was on your right along the ridge, between you and the ridge. You're overtaking me, but now I'm above you, you pretender.
Juliet, kilo, 10.
Do we have to call reporting point?
Don't. It was in the rules, but nobody is doing it.
Oh, okay.
Just for practicing.
Que merda é essa, bicho? Que merda é essa? I just have a says violation of condo crash.
Oh. Juliet, kilo, low pass. Report point.
Ah, meu Deus do céu, bicho. Computador novo, tudo novo. Que essa porcaria desse simulador faz um negócio desse, bicho. Não é brinquedo não, viu? Não é brinquedo não.
Ale tylko ty. Ale to już wiesz, ja jestem niżej od was, nie? CG.
Congrats to Chanov and Solid Sneak.
Yeah, congrats. Well done.
So we have Alpha Victor 7, the first one to cross the finish line at 192.4 kph. Then Sierra Oscar Lima 192 kph. X-Ray Alpha very close as well. Marcin May 191. We have Eco Uniform Sierra, Spanish pilots at 191 kph. A33, KMI, MYR, and Charlie November. Then the French pilot Donna Pierluigi
Jestem po twojej prawej.
in 269 at the 10th position to complete this top 10 with almost 190 kph. That's quite a lot. That's what I expected, because we wanted to have a race which lasts only 40 minutes for you to be able to see how it works a bit with only a few thermals and ridges and so on. So usually we try to do races for 145 minutes minimum, maximum 2 hours, because we want to have a good live streaming and dynamic flight. It's very important to promote.
What was the winning speed in the alpha server?
So yeah, it's a bit
192.4.
but for the virtual world championship,
that's quick.
At the end of this year,
that's very fast.
it will be low.
Yeah, but I think some are flying
they
with
will
full
be
water.
able to fly. From
and maybe they
for the first race
violated the rules as well.
Yeah, it does start, I guess.
So we have really to spend
So going below 800 meters
or something like this on big task.
Yeah, in the finish, that's also possible.
Well, that's a bummer. I completely forgot about the 800 meters at the finish. Oh, well.
Yeah, I was surprised.
It was also the checkpoint, 800 meters.
Did they say 800 meters between the report point and the finish? Because some of them went below. And I went below because I wasn't sure if it was enforced or not.
Yeah, it's on the checkpoint, it's also 800 meters.
Yeah, at the point, but in between?
Yeah, you shouldn't go beneath.
You shouldn't go beneath, and I accelerated in the end and I forgot. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I didn't violate any rules, and I was first in the Bravo server at 187.5. Just a normal upload, het kan dat klopt?
Yes.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Peter. So Peter Eriksen, the president of the IGC, wanted to thank everyone who worked on the project and on the live streaming today, and even to the pilots who are here flying today to give this demo to the delegates of the IGC. So thanks a lot, Peter, and yeah, I'm sure it will develop this kind of activities. And hopefully, well, I hope that the delegates will talk to their NACs, so we can have that license in the future for the virtual pilots, so we can have FAI events, official events.
No i Niemiec nas.
C'est pas joli ça. Not nice. Nice playing you all.
That's very good to hear. So thanks a lot to everyone from the IGC and the FAA who watched this demo today. And yeah, we hope to see you all for the next events. And if you want to reach us, don't hesitate. Just ask Brian or Peter, and they will forward me an email or request you have, or any info you would like to ask. Or you can go to the website and there is a contact form as well.
Ja chyba na 2 sekundy zszedłem, nie wiem czy ty masz
anything you would like.
ze 3 metry. Może
Thanks a lot. That's for sure. Thanks a lot to you. Merci.
No tak. No, cześć.
Thanks a lot, Peter. So we are back in the 3D studio with Stefan. So sorry because I was talking with a lot of people on the other side with Zoom meeting with all the delegates. There are plenty of questions, so yeah, we are not able to talk a lot together, Stefan, for the race and to comment. I mean,
all right, thank you.
widely the race. But yeah, it was Stefan.
Likewise, same.
Stefan for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Juu, varmaan otan sen, ehkä se aika semmoisen serverin.
Of these races online. I'm also
Yes,
looking forward to join them.
Yeah, I'm sure you will be there. Now you have a lot
yes.
of things
bye all.
Nic nie wiedzą tam, nie wiedzieli, że...
You don't fly, you can still continue and
see you, everybody.
And even for your channel, you
see you guys.
Bye-bye. See you.
So yeah, it's cool. It's really cool. Well, thanks a lot to everyone. Then we'll finish now. If you have some question, you can always go to the website virtualgliding.fai.org. Yeah, we will soon launch a poll, as I said, on Discord. So join the Discord channel. All the infos. If you want more info, you can go back to the beginning of the video of this live streaming, and I explain really in deep detail the initiative and the full project and so on. So I don't think I have much more to say. For the pilots, don't forget to send your FTR files into condor.club so we can check that indeed everything is working properly, because it's the first time we are applying some changes on the scoring side with Thierry from Condor Club. Voilà, thanks a lot, Stefan, again. And
Você gostou?
we will see you
Tá com pilha já?
very soon. We will launch the registration
Takes a briefing sheet.
in about 10 days.
Peraí, não?
Gliding,
A pilha tá cá.
Não
tá lá, não.
Let's keep
Aí em cima.
In touch.
Yes.
Aí em cima, minha filha, em cima do livro. Em cima, em cima, em cima.
See you all.
É só uma.
No tak było na tych zawodach oficjalnych, co Witek latał. W odprawie nie było wagi szybowca, nie było prędkości startu.
Well, congrats for all of you.
Thank you. Yeah, congrats for all, and I say bye-bye. Nice weekend.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. See you later, or see you tomorrow for Condor World Cup.
Bye-bye. Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Or today.
Okay, Robert, Halil, I say bye-bye. Yeah, ciao.
Thank you.